Hello, in this video today I am going to be building the first of many raspberry cane fences that I'm going to do around my plants. So I managed to get them all up, which took ages. It was very tiring, but they're pretty much all up now. I left a couple, so I might get some raspberries, but we shall see. So I started off by clearing this area of ground. There was also, really annoyingly, some smashed glass in there because people do not look after their allotments, which isn't cool, but I think I've got it all up and I disposed of it carefully. So while I was at it, I pulled up some weeds and things like that as well, so most of those are gone, but they are going to come back. And there was mint planted on this section before, so there are mint roots everywhere. My bit of advice that I'd give would be do not plant mint because it will take over like nothing else and it will fill the ground with weeds and roots and it's not fun. I mean, mint's nice and all, but it's just too much. So I started here by sticking the first kind of fence post in. I used a bamboo cane. The ground was a bit hard, so I helped it on its way. So luckily this bamboo cane was just knocking about on the allotment, so I used that. I then measured it against other sticks and cut out as many as I could. I probably shouldn't have used secateurs for this job because it was really hard, but there we are, it's fine. So I knocked it in with the side of the hammer so I didn't smash my fingers. Even though I did once, and it did hurt. So with the first one I tied some string to it and moved it to where I wanted it to end, which is by the willow tree babies that I have started. And I knocked it in at this end and tied the string to the other side to make a nice straight line. In between I knocked bunches of the willow posts, but you'll see the tiny little mistake that I made in a little while, that I didn't do enough. The weather was literally so nice, such a nice day, but you can see it keeps going cloudy and then really dark. So that isn't the camera, that is literally the sun being silly. So, raspberry canes are ready, and this is where you really see that where I made the oopsie. I put them way too far apart, and not enough, so there was no tension created when I put the sticks down. So, fun fact, if you know, my name that I used to have was Wattler, and this is a wattle fence. So a wattler doing a wattle row, wattler doing a wattle wall. Try saying that 3 times fast. Wattler doing a wattle wall. Oh, no, I can't do it. You can try. Doesn't that look cute though? So as pretty as these walls are, they're not just for decoration, so I've drawn a little example of what they do. Say if you had a stone wall. This is my lovely stone wall. Here it is. It's made out of blocks, standard wall. The wind would go up and it would go over it and then it would come down the other side. And then it doesn't do a great deal to protect. It does a bit, but it's not like as good. So with doing a wattle wall, a wattler's wattle wall, the wind partly goes over it, but partly it goes through it, and when it goes through it, the wind is reduced. So on the other side, there's a lot less. And what happens is anything on the inside of this wall gets protected. And a bit goes over, but yeah, it's way more protected. It doesn't just come tumbling down the other side. So for every foot of wall of this that you build, you get 10 feet of temperate zone on the other side. You get 10 degrees warmer on this side of the wall, which is very cool. So if you make that bigger and you did a 3-foot wall, then the principle's the same. You get 30 feet of temperate zone on the other side. How awesome is that? So your plants will grow that little bit better because it should be 10 degrees higher. Very cool indeed. So you've learned something there, and you've seen my little drawing skills. So this mission of cutting the ends off the raspberries, the roots off the raspberries, took ages. I literally had 100. But it was worth it, but it did take quite a while to do it. I did go home for a little bit, mainly because I really needed to pee and there's no toilet up here, and there is also no way to get drinking water up here, so I have to go all of the 3-minute walk to get home. But how cute is this looking? I also topped it off with some of that yellow willow, which it holds it in place and it kind of tops it off and makes it look really pretty. Anyway, very, very happy indeed with this. I think I'm going to put like grass in the middle, but then my dad said that I could use like cockle shells and that from the beach because you get piles and piles of them. Also, there's a company in Cardiganshire which sells bags of cockle shells, so that could be really cool. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.